Hello there, I am Mr. Reinhardt. I'm here to introduce you to ideas such as about lines and angles. And so today we're going to start by looking at what a line is. A line is a straight path that goes on forever in both directions. We're not going to label it today, but you will often see it drawn like that with two arrows indicating that it goes on forever in both directions. Secondly, we have line segments, and they have specific end points. It's a straight path between two end points, often drawn like this. Another type of lines that we're going to be talking about are intersecting lines, and we'll draw some different types, but here is you just have two lines, and where they meet is where they intersect. Lines that meet, cross, or intersect. Again, with the arrows, it indicates that they're lines that go on forever. Another specific type of lines are parallel lines. And parallel lines are lines that never meet, cross, or intersect, and everywhere the same distance apart. And so if you have one line like that goes on forever, and another line like this that goes on forever, whether they're both going to the right or both going to the left, they should never ever touch. They are considered parallel. They're running along the same paths, just over it from each other a bit. Another set of specific lines are perpendicular lines, and these lines do intersect, but they intersect at something called a right angle. Often the letter T could be considered having two perpendicular lines because they intersect, forming a right angle, also known as a 90-degree angle. And so right in there, we have a 90-degree angle, often indicated like that. One thing I've typically done in years past teaching these is I also draw perpendicular lines, not just as a fancy T, but I turn them a bit because we need to realize they're not always facing and going the same direction. And so here's another set of perpendicular lines that form right angles. So, which brings us to right angles. Right angles are angles that measure 90 degrees. And what's kind of handy about a right angle is that they are fairly easy to identify because they basically form a corner of a square. Or if I take this book, the corner of this book fits into this angle very nicely. And it is a right angle and is indicated again by a little square. And these are rays that go on forever. And here's the vertex of this, but this is a 90-degree angle when measured. Another type of angle is acute angles, or are acute angles. These are less than 90 degrees. So if we take this and if we close these two rays, they're going to be less than 90 degrees. Technically, the measures between 0 and 90, and we often say less than 90. Again, we start with a vertex somewhere, and I make a nice, small, acute angle. Some people like to get cute and say, oh, look at that cute little angle. But this is an angle that measures less than 90 degrees. This will also be part of what you're going to need to think about when you're dealing with triangles. The last type of angle we're going to talk about is an obtuse angle. Obtuse is bigger than 90, and so you're going to see that it opens up quite big. But obtuse angles are angles that measure between 90 and 180 degrees, technically. Often we just say greater than 90 degrees because we don't often deal with reflex angles very much, which are angles that are greater than 180 degrees. But this is an obtuse angle, and this again is also going to show up when we start talking about triangles. Thank you.